Morning, YouTube pipe community. A little video for you about some tools I use when I do pipe restorations. A couple of these I really haven't seen other people post, so I'll share a couple that I used. This here is just a K Woody, pre-70s K Woody from what I can tell, and from how I, just a 2-digit 3-hole stinger, run of the mill. Working on it, still have some topping to do and whatnot. But for demonstration purposes, this will work. The first is these spring-loaded tweezers. These usually are available, and what they're used for is mostly for goldsmithing. If you make jewelry or any of that stuff, where these are handy is you can, if you're doing like an alcohol bath and you have them submerged, or for whatever reason you just want to grab it a little bit, you can grab from that end, grab it from the bowl, and it'll hold it. Or if you want to go in the bowl and just expand it and kind of look at it, work great for that. $5, fairly inexpensive. The other is this right here. That is just for injecting marinade into turkeys and whatnot. Available almost at any grocery store. I think you're probably in the range of $3 to $5. I use this a lot more, in both cob modding and on restorations and other projects. That's why it's all gunked up and the ends nipped off, but it's nice to be able to kind of draw up what you need as far as if you're using alcohol or whatever, and instead of I like it better than a dropper myself, and you can just, either if you're going in here, give a salt treatment, or down there, works great. Like I said, I use it in cob modding too, for mixing stains or dyes. Works really well for that, because you can just go into the jar and draw it out instead of doing whatever, and it cleans out really easy. So love that tool. Then there's these. These I use work pretty decent on bits, or on stems, or bits. Yeah, they work really well for that. You get I don't remember how much they are, but you get a bunch of pads in the case. You'll find them in the nail section at Walgreens. Use them on, bits. Sometimes we get caught up with that with cob modding because of the weird terminology, how they interchange it. But anyways, I digress. Work great on bits, like I said. It comes with a sponge, and they are peel back adhesive, and it comes in the buff, the smooth, and the shine, but it also comes in the file. We said they're for nails. They work good on us stems. The old-fashioned regular file I prefer. It's a little bit easier around the button with them, but these will work. If you're going to use them on the stem, I would double it over, because sometimes if you are using it, sometimes this section here that covers up the adhesive will peel back kind of when you're going, and it'll kind of stick. Another really good use I found for this, and some guys do restorations, they like to mess with it or getting into it, and they don't have a buffing wheel yet. This will work really well to buff out a pipe. Depending upon the condition you get it in or where it's at, you can go through and just start at the buff if it's it needs a little more, something more aggressive, which is not very aggressive at all. Otherwise, you can just go to the smooth and the shine, and it'll look almost like you took it off a buffing wheel. It'll take a little more time, but if you don't have a buffing wheel, that'll really help you out to get your pipes looking really good on your restorations. And then moving on to the last thing, this is the most valuable tool I probably have found for restorations, and that is this little pen lighter. It was a promotional product from a company, and I don't remember when I got it, but I used it for a lot of things. It's a little LED light on the end, a pen, and then a stylus, but most importantly this, you just push it and it comes on. Why this is handy is I've seen a lot of guys with LED flashlights, and those work great to see down in bowls, but what's nice about this is you click it on and you really can look in there. But where it really shines is you can actually stick this down into the bowl right to the draft hole and get a really good, see if I can catch it in the frame. It's kind of hard to do here, but you can see in through the draft hole in the shank and really see what you got left in there for gunk. And it also helps a lot, if you're out at an antique store or you're at a flea market and you kind of want more of an evaluation of how the shank looks. It also helps if you've got a bit you're working on. You can stick it right in the end and give it a good look, and you can see right in there really easily. The problem I've had with some LED flashlights, you can do this from both ends, is sometimes they're a little big, because you can go in this way too and check and see if it's plugged, but you put it in there and you kind of look, but you still have like a couple other LEDs shining right back in your face, which makes it a little difficult. And I don't even know where you get these. I'm sure they're available. This is like a promotional one from some, I think, lamp company. So I would imagine they're out there and not that hard to track down. So the pricing I couldn't really tell you on them. So that's kind of what I use. Like I said, this one is the most valuable. A lot of it just because even if you're out pipe hunting, this had a thing for your pocket like a normal pen, but it had broken off. This is easy enough to put in your pocket or hang in your pocket like a normal pen. You got a pen anyways there if you want to write something down. The stylus, I don't know how much you guys would use, but the pen and the light work really well. And the nice part is you can replace the batteries in here. So if you can find one of those are really handy. So that about wraps up the video. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope it was kind of helpful or informational. All right. You guys have an awesome week.